So this seems to be an issue that continues to come up, because if you know anything about Dating Moscow and Dating Moscow TV, you know this. Every channel on YouTube is not always factual, okay? And you have to know this when you log on, that most channels are not going to be factual. But I'm not here to talk about that today, but I'm saying that because there's a lot of channels out here advising guys to do certain things to get women, and it's really laughable, okay? Because today I'm going to give you 3 things. As a guy, this is all that you need to be able to have a woman or multiple women if you want it. I'm going to name the 3 things that you have to have. This has nothing to do with the woman. This is strictly what you as a man must have, must be able to do, must possess in order for you to get a woman or multiple women for dating, for a wife, or whatever. And these things, despite some of these guys, and let me just say this before I go into this, some of these guys is giving advice might have a woman or a wife, okay, but they're thankful that they have that one person, because they really would have it hard out here the way some of these guys, just not only the way they look, but frankly just the way that they talk. And they can talk all this shit about how much money they have, they're, own multiple businesses, all this stuff. But see, what I'm going to tell you today is that it's fine if you have that, but you don't actually need that, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. But I wanted to tell those guys, and I don't really know exactly the names of their channels, but I've seen them on YouTube talking about, oh, these are the 10 things you must do to secure a woman. Come on, man. And they always lead with, well, you have to have yourself in order. Well, okay, let me just tell you this, okay? It's going to take some guys longer to get themselves together. So quit telling guys that before they can get them a woman or be in some kind of wanted by females, that they got to be, having their money together. Because in all these kinds of things, they got to have their money together, they got to have multiple businesses, they got to have this kind of stature. No, that's bullshit, okay? And you're saying that, and you probably may have done all that and only can probably get one woman yourself. And you know who you are, you know who I'm talking about. It's just really ridiculous. But anyway, guys, I know it's going to be tough out here, and these women play a lot of games, okay? But you got to stop listening to some of these guys, because, the pill poppers. That's what I call them, the pill poppers. You got to stop fucking with the pill poppers, because they're going to have you all fucked up, okay? They're going to have you all fucked up. They're going to have you getting no woman, okay? And then on top of giving you bad advice, they want you to send them money. And some of you airheads do that shit. Okay? Quit sending these fucking clowns money. Any guy that's telling you that you gotta talk this way to a woman, you gotta show her no, these guys are not getting any women. And if they are paying a very high price. Okay? They are tricky. They are tricking because they definitely have no game, zero game. Alright? So, guys, the first thing you need to have in your arsenal at the ready is you have to have some type of conversation. And this doesn't mean you just have to have the gift of gab. But you gotta have some type of conversation. Okay? You don't have to be 1,000,000 words, 1,000. But you gotta have some type of conversation, guys. You know, make her laugh. You know, tell a corny joke. You know, compliment her hair. You know, whatever it takes to get her to talk back a little bit, then there's your opening, okay? Because communication is key first. Number 2, okay? And these are not in any particular order. But number 2, guys, you have to have your hygiene tight. Okay? You have to have your hygiene tight. And I'm going to tell you something, especially some of you young dudes out here, okay? The shoulder length braids, all the, you know, the different twists, and okay, I'm just telling you right now, guys, when you wear your hair like that, you are limiting yourself. I'm not saying you won't be able to pull a woman. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is you are limiting yourself to a very small group that likes that. Okay? See, there are some women that may like that and like other stuff, like a guy with just a low fade or whatever. But they're okay. You don't have to have one or the other. If you don't have one or the other, it's not that they won't talk to you. But there are some women that, you know, specifically like a guy with dreads, or, you know, they look for that. So that's why it's a very small group. So my recommendation, fellas, is, you know, that look is kind of like starting to kind of pass. And if you're still kind of holding on to that, fellas, you really need to think about like losing that look for a minute, because you're making your pool very, very small. Okay? But the last thing, number 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back to number 2 for a second. So when I'm talking about hygiene, I was talking about hair. Look, you are going to attract what you are or what you appear to be. You're going to attract that. So if you want a different caliber of woman, then you need to be able to communicate with her visually by what you wear. So if you want kind of a grimy type of ghetto kind of chick, then yeah, you know, go ahead and dress that way that you know, with the big baggy shorts and, you know, the Air Force Ones. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. You know, there's nothing wrong with wearing that type. But I'm just saying, you're probably going to be attracting a certain type of woman when you dress that way. But if you maybe bring it back in just a little bit more on the conservative side, then you open yourself up possibly to a different level type of chick, okay? That's just facts. If you dress ghetto, you probably gonna attract ghetto. If you go a little more bougie, on the bougier side, you know, I'm not talking about Carlton off the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but I'm saying if you just you know, bougie it up just a little bit, then you're gonna open yourself up probably to a less ghetto type of chick. That's just a fact. Now, number 3, which is I consider the biggest one. This is the one, guys, that puts to sleep all those arguments about you have to have this and you gotta have this amount of money, you gotta have this many businesses, and then you'll just be able to pull any woman. Guys, that's bullshit, okay? That's guys that just want to buy pussy. I'm just being factual, okay? Guys that talk like that just buy pussy all the time. They're not getting it just off their ability or their game. They are buying it, okay? That's just a fact. Drop a comment if you think I'm right. That's just a fact. These motherfuckers are just straight up buying pussy. Motherfuckers that always talk about, oh, you have to have this much money, you gotta have all these businesses and blah, blah, blah. These motherfuckers are buying pussy. I am trying to tell you they're buying pussy. They can't just pull it, you know. They'll say, oh, I don't believe in game, and it's not even about game. It's just a fucking strategy. Just like your strategy is to try to get to a certain income level or tell guys that, and then you're just buying your way into some pussy, right? It's just a fucking transaction. It's child transactional. But here's the biggest one, guys. This one right here will take you to your whole situation to a whole nother level. This is why I say if you want one or multiple. But this is the one. And that one is you have to be able to see the low hanging fruit. Okay? You keep missing the low hanging fruit. You know, there was a time where when I was younger, if I saw a group of young ladies, group of them, you know, maybe 7 or 8 of them, you know, they'll be at the club or they'll be out somewhere, and you can't really focus on all of them, right? And it's always probably, you know, 2 or 3 that just kind of like immediately just kind of jumps out. Usually they're not all equal in looks. It's usually about 2 or 3 that jump out immediately. And a lot of times what we do is we focus on that when there's probably 5 to 6 other girls there, you know, that would certainly suit your needs. Maybe not as attractive, but definitely not ugly. We miss them. And when you miss them, you're missing the low-hanging fruit, because a lot of times those types of girls are not getting the attention that they might be seeking. They won't be getting the type of attention that the other ladies are getting. And it don't even have to be that many. It could just be maybe 1 or 2. But you got to be able to recognize the low-hanging fruit. The little quiet lady that works in the office, but she's cute. It's not all about those loudmouths. You got to look for the low-hanging fruit. See, the loudmouth, just by the loudmouth chick is just gonna be too much work right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, they just gonna be too much work. One, because they talk too damn much. And two, it's just gonna be a lot of drama. So, guys, you got to look for the ones that are a little bit more subdued, maybe a little bit more quiet, all right? Now, but you got to look for that low-hanging fruit. And you guys keep trying to go always for, the triple or the home run. Sometimes, man, you just got to go for a single. So you won't be by your damn self. So, as you notice, I didn't mention anything about money because these things don't take a lot of money. See, and when I throw in the low-hanging fruit, these are women whose requirements are going to be far less than those, the ones that are the fruit is way up in the tree, the ones in the tubes, right? So I'll just say this. You look for that low-hanging fruit. You got your hygiene and your dress right? Remember I said bougie it up a little bit? And get your conversation. Get a little bit of conversation. Hell, before you go on a date, pull an article, go read an article on the internet. Just have something conversational. Just have some conversation, I should say. Guys will be fine, okay? But quit listening to those clowns. Quit listening to the clowns. Quit sending them money. Quit sending the pill poppers money, okay? If they popping pills, don't send them shit. We out.